I'm gonna go
All
ahead and
right.
record this session, and that way we can just, if I have to, I can go
Okay.
over it with other people. Hopefully you don't mind. I'm recording this, so like I said, we're just starting out with basics. Just how long you've been doing it, like what got you interested in doing trading, things like that.
Yeah, hey,
Okay.
Rodriguez, Carlos, I was really you're so diversified, and the different methods of trading that you're doing is what I was interested in. I know you've done algo, but I was interested in other platforms that you're using and the ones you're getting paid out on, and how much you've had to pay to get into the programs and stuff like that. If you don't mind, if you don't
Okay.
mind sharing that.
Okay. Okay. That's good. It would be nice to have that script before we got started. No, but we rock it. uh, yes, yes. Actually, I've been doing this since I believe it was February. That's when I started doing this. Outside of this, have two car dealerships, real estate investor that help people with their timeshares, getting out of their timeshare. So have a couple of businesses outside of that. But I've been doing this since February, trying to look for a way to diverse a little bit. And so stumbled across a couple of programs out there. One in particular, I guess we all know. I guess it's
Yeah,
nameless, but
yeah.
and I tried my thing on that. But actually, which got me to researching some companies, which kind of led me to researching some companies that are actually doing what they said they're going to do. And so I got a couple of uh, trading accounts, and actually they're going well. I get to see, you take the good, the bad, and the ugly. Can always be winning, but I like the ideal of being able to actually see my trades, to log into MetaTrader 5 and want to worry about my account being blown or compromised. I actually can go log into the MetaTrader and actually see the trades, or I can stay on the platform and look at the trades. It's
Hmm.
how I want to do it. So it's a beautiful thing. So what I do now is I do a little bit of copy trading.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh, so, and so I'm with the company here now. It's called POW, P-O-W. Um, what they do is a very great team. We're over in the Telegram, and it works great. We have a Telegram group over there. Once you become a member, then you get in you're in this Telegram group, and in that group, all of us, we talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the administrators there every day, even when he goes on vacation. He was in Hawaii, still answering messages in the Zoom, which he needed to get off. So it's a very transparent program. I love it. I wish it had a little bit more than the 2%, 1 to 2% a month, but I'll take that all day. So
There you go.
What kind
What
of
is that, a
leverage?
prop firm account? Are they doing prop firms, or are they doing cash accounts?
no, they're doing is capital count is I got to forgot the right terms for it, but it's actually pretty much like a funded account. Whereas it cost me $15,000 to as the investment to get going. Of that $15,000, $6,500 that is traded to an account. So the setup is like 8,000. Cost me $6,500, and I get $100,000 account, and my account is leveraged, so it has a drawdown of 6,500. That it goes down to 6,500, which will take the whole account out.
Yeah.
And man, basically, it's $100,000 getting 1 to 2% on $100,000 account. Really, over the 12 months, it should do an average of 2,000. I mean, 2% um over the 12-month period.
Yeah.
2% a
Yeah.
month. 2% a month. But you have those months where I just be transparent, like you might is maybe at 1%, but then it may be at 3%, the
Right.
next month. And so I
Cool.
personally I have 10 accounts.
Okay.
I can log in. I can withdraw money on the 20th through the 29th of every month. They take out $3.99. Correct. I'm make sure I'm getting that correct. $2.99, excuse me, of management fees per month, and then take out 20% of your withdrawal.
So you get an 80-20 split?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
80-20 split.
Correct.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And
So
they pay you through Rise. It goes to Rise. They open up a Rise account, and you have to sign an agreement that's like a contract labor account. Labor account goes into Rise, and Rise is send it wherever you want to send it from there.
okay, gotcha.
And you make the withdrawal within 48 hours is in your account.
What's the trading days on something like that? Is it Monday through Friday, or do they just trade Forex?
It's straight Forex account. So yeah, so they should be now. I can go into the account here now and look at it. So yes.
Okay, so Monday through Friday is the trading days for that
Yes.
for that EA or AI algorithm. Okay.
Yes, and what they do is they actually have it. It's a managed EA, and then they'll go in there and actually watch it themselves, looking at it and trading with it. And some of them is one-on-one. It's 4 accounts. You can hook up to four signals.
Mm-hmm.
And now we just added a 5th signal because they have another trader who just came in and started trading, and he's trading a little differently, where we have a drawdown on ours. On his, it's either win, lose that day. So it's a little different. I'm still learning this thing, so I'm a novice. And everybody else who looks at this thing, like, hey, we got drawdowns of 1,000 a day. We got a drawdown of point this. And I'm like, man, I don't know what y'all talking about. I'm looking at my equity, my balance, and realized income. That's all I can serve.
Yeah.
What can I withdraw?
Yeah. Well, me, I usually get on my handheld and I look on my MT5 on my phone, and that makes it very convenient. Yes. And when we started with that other company, they didn't have that, and I'm like very skeptical. And I was like, when it was supposed to have a payout on a certain day, it never showed up. I was like, yes, crazy. But the thing that got me suspicious on all that was that MT5. And I think
yes, that's what got me suspicious
with guys.
Yes, with the MT5, I'm with you, Paul Rowe. It's when you look at I can see that I'm going there. They say it. They encourage you go in there and look at it on the trade account. Go in there and look in the back office. Go check it out. Log into your own MT5.
Yeah.
But same time,
that's your account. You should be able to look at it and see what trades they made. Look at the trade history. I'm like that too. Every time I used to have an EA or AI, I used to look in there and say, "Oh man, that's a bad trade. Why did they trade that?" And I had one that canceled. Like I started back in November of 2025, and all of a sudden in March, man, it was just gone. Yeah, I tried to email them and all that, and it was just like I said. The email just came back and said undeliverable or daemon or whatever it is. When you get an address that's incomplete. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy how some of these guys work, and you only see them like I've noticed like for 18 months they got a good roll of steam going, and all of a sudden by the 18th month they're out of steam and everybody's had their accounts blown by that time.
Right. That's it. And I noticed it. What the other company I'm with too, which they're on Discord. Right. And I have a personal, it's called Venture Trading. Mm-hmm. Venture Trading. And what they do is they do a trading account. Now they take a prop farm account and they told me to go pick out any one I want. And I just go pick it out. And I just go pick out the prop farm account. And then I can actually follow their deal. It cost me, I want to say $6,000. $6,000. But what they do is they give you they let you know, hey, based on what do you want to make a month? This is how many accounts you're going to blow on average. We're going to blow this many. The bot's going to trade. You want to be buying more accounts, but based on this algorithm over, they go back 6 years of trading history, show you that. And this is how many based on if you say you want to make $10,000 a month, This is how many accounts you're going to need. This is how many you're going to blow this many amount. You should be in trading profit by this time, but you still need to continue to buy and be at that 10. And so, which is great. Now they have you go in there and set the EA up and all those type of things. I just don't know how to do all that type of stuff. So I got me a person to do that for me. And he goes in and sets my deal up. So at the end of every day, we communicate at 4:30 every day. Like, hey, here's your trades. Here's your Excel spreadsheet. Show you which ones. Here's this count blown. This one didn't. I can go in, then I can go right into I can go into, cause I use, Lucent and Legends Trading. Legend, you know those ones? You can use any one of them. Lucent, I use Lucent and Legend. The Legend, I bought my little accounts from there. You can buy a funded account from them too, which is called, and it costs more. And then they'll just go in and give them potential. They'll trade it for you. And so, and they use a bot.
Right.
And an EA. One quickly hurry up and pass it. Either it's going to pass it in the 2 days or it's going to fail it. It's like a 50-50. And so now I told them Monday to go more aggressive with mine and we're going to just kind of go from there. But it's just, they let you know up front, you're going to spend $13,000 by the time this thing is throughout the whole year. But just know count's going to pass. You're going to get paid on prop firms, and then some going to blow. Take the funds. Once we get it funded, you just take that money and reinvest, some of it to the failed accounts and then keep growing it over time, which is a good system. I like it. You see them trading and you go into the prop firm, everybody's communicating in there and they letting us know, and other people who are passing with they give you the algorithms. What do you call Argos? Actual, that's what it is. Yeah, the Argos. They show you the Argos, and you just I tell this, based on the Argos, I tell the guy who's doing my stuff, hey, just run these Argos, and they'll run it, and that's pretty much it does. Or you can do it yourself. It's I just don't have the time. So, but I like that one. This one is more, I had a Zoom call just like this, me and you talking, just because they had a checkup the other day. The guy who's one of the sales people, a guy who's actually in the program as well, he's done real well in it. And he just kind of set me up like, hey, Carlos, here's what's going on. Let's change some things on your Argos and let's adjust it and let's get you on track to do what we said we're going to do. And I like that because it's not, I'm not talking to an AI. Okay.
Right.
So I'm talking to someone who actually, and it just told me the real deal. Like, here's what's going to happen. We need to stay with this because you're going to, you see it working. You'll see it. And I got all the stuff too. You'll see it in my, I have the spreadsheets. I have the logins. It's not, I love I love it because the ideal is really, I could, all the prop firms out there, I could see all the ones, which ones I want to sign up to, and they just take it and run from there. It's not like, they're not back there doing something and working and working to pass those prop firm challenges. And I get to see the numbers like, hey, here my account is actually growing. Oh, this one got blown. Yeah, I get upset when I see it blown, but I appreciate that because I'm like, hey, you working it, and I appreciate the idea how some of them, they're just taking a little long time to get to the profits and they're trying to move the account and getting it growing. It's just a process. And I'm learning even more that nobody's getting 100% wins.
Right.
So that's fairy tale. If you think it's growing.
Yeah, you're going to get 65 to 70, 80%. You're never going to get 100% wins. Cause see, I remember going with that one and me and another subscriber were saying, how come it's saying 100% when the markets go up and down, you're going to have some losses. Some days you're going to have wins and then some days you're going to have losses. It just depends on the week, right? And that got really peculiar. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. You can't have a win every week. I wish you could, but it doesn't work that way. What prop firms do you usually use? Do you use URFX, FTMO?
Okay. Now I have URFX on another one. I'm using the Legend and Lucid for that program. I'm paying $6,000 through Venture Trading.
Mm-hmm.
Now with URFX, I have funded accounts. With them, I have about $700,000 in funded accounts.
Okay.
And I have, I'm using Nexus and Apollo to trade those. And I'm telling you, they haven't blown my account at all. Now, the only thing about it, yeah. Now, you familiar with Nexus?
Yeah. Well, what it was is they were supposed to trade a $200,000 account, right? And I started back in November of 2025. And the thing about it was, when I started it, I was like, okay, it was November 2nd. There was a $200,000 funded account with URFX. And thank God it has unlimited trading. So I bought that extra package. In other words, a little bit higher. Like you said, it's a funded account. But like I said, I've been going back and forth with their customer service, and they said, okay, we'll get it back on the server. We'll get it back on the server. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go 2 months without a trade. So I just said, you know what? I'm just going to cut my losses there and go somewhere else.
I got you. You know what? I use Nexus and Apollo, and they're trading my UFX. And I'll tell you something. Right now, we're at 29 days trading, and they pretty much trading the same. They trade every day. And I'm still. As a matter of fact, let me go look at it right now. No, actually, they trade Monday through Friday. Sorry.
Yeah, they trade Monday.
And I got Monday through Friday, and I got a $100,000 account with each one of them. They're trying to see who's going to be the better trader. And I'm talking to them. They respond back pretty quickly. And I'm like, guys, when we're going to get to the point where this thing is going to, you're going to get me to the hump. Cause at one time they had it at $100,000 account. They had it at like $101,000. So they had made like $1,000. But right now they haven't blown the account. They still running at, the daily drawdown to 6,000. They got 100% on it on one of these accounts. We're at $99,386. And you know, I can actually show you my accounts. I'm looking at them too right now if you guys want to see. But
yeah, you hit their screen share down there on the bottom.
Okay, screen share.
And it'll
let me see here.
It'll take you to your screen, and we can share the screen.
Share, send. This doing it right here?
Yeah, right there. Let me go ahead and allow it. Okay, you should be able to now.
Okay, I don't know which part. Can you see it?
Okay. When you hit that share button again, it'll show the boxes, and then you click on the one that you want to highlight. It'll say internet, and then click on the one on internet, and it'll show the screen.
Okay, let me do this here then. Let's see here, share.
There you go.
Okay, we in there?
Yeah,
okay.
I just hit
you see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So here's my account in the back office here, right here. You can see the trades, 28 days. I said 29, it's 28. I thought it was longer than that. Let me see, trading days. Yeah, 29 trade days. Oh, for the account like this here. And I got these many accounts with them. And this here says 55, the trading days. We're not even nowhere. This one kind of got a little off here. That's why I had one of the situations where you're talking about stop trading and then days kept going. Yeah. And I said, hey, get that. They had to get back connected to the server. They said, well, it's not on our end. Well, we disconnected. So I had to call. They told me to reach out to UFX, and so get the stuff squared away. But if you notice, I got all these on the same time, 29, 29, 29, 29, 29. So these two are traded by Nexus. And they're pretty much the same. Now, y'all probably can read all this stuff better than I can, because I'm not, that guy. But see, Nexus, the numbers are pretty close. If I go over here, let me go to dashboards. This might be better. And you see it here. They're pretty much the same. 92 trading days.
Right.
Trades taken 92. I don't want to cover nothing up. But you see that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you can see they were trading on here we go. Here's at the bottom. 510. 511 right there. So I guess they took.
So they haven't got you to the point of a payout, right?
No, haven't got me to the point of a payout, because right now it says balance 99,000.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and so then we go over here to this next one, which is Nexus. They traded all the way to 510 on this one. Still haven't got me to a point of a payout.
Yeah.
You see all this still here, they still trading the account. And then this is Apollo trading here. Apollo's 99,000. They got to a payout yet. So they're at 29 days trading. Like they stopped trading on the 10th. So if we look at that, I don't know what happened there.
See, that's why I don't like these algos sometimes. You have to stay on top of them.
Yeah, stay on top of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to
I'm
stay
looking
on
at the
top
deal.
of
Hadn't even looked at it. And so, yeah, so sometimes they like that. Let's see here. Going on through here. These guys on the 10th, everybody done stopped their trading. All of the algos. I don't know what happened there, why they stopped, but no one got me to a payout there.
Okay.
Here's one I like right now. I just started on May 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
This is pocket option. Y'all familiar with pocket option?
No, I have never heard of it.
Oh yeah, I took my first withdrawal the second day I got going because I just said, let me see, because I was reading all the stuff about they don't give you withdrawals and all that type of stuff, but then I found out why people weren't getting withdrawals. You got to be careful when you take the bonus money because the bonus, you can't withdraw the bonus until you trade enough to get that over, but you can get it. But here's where I am. Like they just did the last trade on Thursday. I'm copying somebody else's trades. I like
Okay.
this one pretty much. I love this one, to be honest. I am copying someone else's trade. I'm copying 20% of what they trade. And this is in pocket option. I started out with $2,000, have grown the account. Here's the trades from Thursday. He trades Monday through Thursday, and we did $213 yesterday. And so obviously he did over $1,000. I'm trading 20%. Okay. And so now that's just, you see down here, I don't know if my cursor's showing, but it showed $213 on the left-hand corner under the 3,000 trading right here for that day. And, that's, $213. Okay. My minimum trade is $40. Max trade is $100 for that day. So if I go from 30 days, I guess, and then you'll see how it went that I've made in those I've only been trading since May 3rd. Let me just actually go back to that current. Let me go to current month. That'd be better. There we go. So I started May 3rd. And so on the 4th, I made $25. You can see that right there. And I was only trading like 3% of his, copying 3% of him. So then I raised it up to like 10. So then I got like $50 the next trade, the next day. Then you see it went on up to $75. I raised it up my risk level, to copy. And then you'll see it went on up to $375 the next trade. Then you'll see me just shooting on up here. That's where I made $1,000, total since May 3rd. And he only trades Monday through Thursday. So I just found someone and I'm copying their trades because you can go in there and copy anyone's trade, look at their trade history, how they're trading, and then copy.
Okay, that sounds good.
And I'm copying. And so he trades between 100 and 250 per trade. So I just went, first time I did 3%. And then the next time now I'm up to 20%, doing 20% of whatever he trades, I'm trading 20% of it. And I like this one pretty good because I'll withdraw, probably today, later on here in just a minute, I'll withdraw $1,000.
Sounds
And
good.
just
Sounds real
simple.
good. So it's really simple to start up, right? It's not really all that hard just to set it up and go ahead
Oh
and
no,
put
and I
some money
said,
into it.
oh no, it's not. I did it through Cash App. It's simple for me. It's just pretty much just, it says top up over here in the right corner. Hit the top up, and I can do Bitcoin, choose any others, whatever one I want to use. Tether,
Mm-hmm.
Ethereum, all those,
Oh wow.
and
Okay.
trade it. Yep. And
So it takes cryptos. Okay, good. Good. Very good.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. Yeah, bought Bitcoin through Cash App and did it that way. And
Is
then
there a
here's
minimum deposit?
again, yeah,
Minimum
minimum $5.
1,000.
Yep, minimum $5. I recommend probably about 500. To be honest with you, if you want to trade against with some of these guys, but $100, you can do what you do. here's my trades. Here's what I do is I hit trading, and then I hit social trading. Social trading allows you to find out who's doing good on the trading. You see these guys over here, and then you go in there and find out how many trades have they made. What are they doing? You click on it, and from there, you just see what they're trading. Like he's trading 5 to 2,200. I don't want nobody like that. But so that's too big of a gap. So then you just find someone who's that's ranked top 24s. So I got this guy right here who I'm copying. You see it right here, his name right here. 2 days ago he made $960 because he has a deal where he does social trading. He has one where he just VIP classes for those guys who know how to follow his signals. And I don't know how to follow that stuff. That's not my cup of tea. He'll show you, but I just don't have the time. But here it goes, mount to. I click on this here, copy settings, found the trader. You find out something about the trader. Let me go back to here. You find out, here's what you find out. You look at his social statistics. Well, actually, let's go to trading statistics. And just look at what did he do yesterday, which is probably going to come up because he only trade all-time 30,000. He's anywhere from. But if you look at the daily, I want to go to custom do it, and I'll just do 14th. And you see he does 200 to 250 a trade.
Okay. Yeah, his spreads don't look that big.
Yes. And so that's what you
big
look at.
Spreads, like I've noticed that some traders do way too much. In other words, their spreads are like 1,200 to 2,000 or 2,200, and it's like, man, that spread's too big because you're going to look at losses. You're going to look at a lot of drawdown, a lot of losses if you take a risk.
That's it. And that's what you look at. You're right. And so I looked at his, and I was like, man, the trading profit 800, but I look at the spread. It's not that he's not going all over the place. Yeah. And then so what I did was I hit the copy trading button, and then I put on that proportion. They really recommend you to do 3%, 3 right here. I put my stop losses that I don't want to lose. Once it hit my account, hits $500 in it, stop trading.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, but my minimum amount of copy trading, if it's under $5, don't trade. And then here's I'm at 20% of what he does. 20% of what he trades. And I'm going to raise that, to be honest with you. I'm going to probably raise it to about 25% for next week. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yes. And so, but I would recommend around that 3% if you start with a lower amount, and just grow up. Because even at that, I'm like, dang, I'm doing $150, $140 a day on a $3,000 account. That's leverage. That's a little leveraged. So, but
yeah. Well, the thing about it is everybody has their own risk tolerances. That's what I always tell this other subscriber we have. I said it just depends on your risk tolerances. If you say, hey, I don't want to lose more than $100 a week or $100 on a trade, then make sure that you put it in there. In other words, hey, I'm willing to risk $100, $200, but like I said, it's not gonna. That stop loss is gonna protect your account from actually blowing it up. That's why you have all these settings. That's a nice looking program right there too.
Yes, you're so right. These are my last trades here on the right hand side. 50, 100, 100, 150. Last trades.
That's good. That's good.
And so,
okay.
And I like it. I sent the link over to Robbie earlier.
So I got it. I do have it. I will put it on my link when I put this on my YouTube channel.
And I tell you, I'm not giving any trade advice. I'm just showing you what I'm doing.
Well, that's all we're looking for. We're not giving advice. We're just giving suggestions or advice. We're not telling anybody, hey, trade with us or do this or do that. We're just showing people what they can do with their money. If they want to copy trade, they want to trade manually, they want to do EI or AI bot or anything like that. We're just giving them options.
Yes, yes. And you're so right. I love it. I like this one. I saw and I see some other guys who can copy trade. I saw a copy trader today. He did about $3,000 today, 3,400 actually. And I was like, man, he's doing good. I've been watching him for a while, but he does a lot more. You need a little bit more in your account. You can trade with these different people in this, but you got to have. And I would suggest if anybody who's looking, make sure the person you're copying, you just want to look at their whole trade history. You want to know what they're trading per day, how they've been doing, what's their win losses, what the percentages is, wins, and what's your risk tolerance. I started out with the 3, and I got a pretty good risk tolerance. So I was like, hey, this guy this Monday and Thursday he did well this week. But I saw him before that, I saw him say, hey, said we got a tough week this week. We lost. It was, I think it was a Monday. They started out, but he bounced back though real quick. But they had a big major loss, and so yeah. So, but I do like this one. I like you can withdraw the funds pretty quickly. I love that about this platform, Pocket Options. But I will tell everyone when it talks about the bonuses, don't expect to be able to pull those out. Matter of fact, when they asked me did I want the bonuses, I said no. But I did. But I've read since then. Understand now how to do that and get around and still be able to use the bonuses to your advantage and then pull out your profits.
Okay. Yeah. Well, basically, the thing about it is with those bonuses, it gives you more leverage to trade. It's not just, it's not just, hey, I could take the bonus out, and they don't understand when you take those bonuses, it's more or less the leverage they're going to give you. Like, even if you start out with $3,000 and say, we'll give you a $25,000 bonus with your $3,000. So instead of doing 3, you'd have $28,000 of leverage and actually be able to leverage that account out. But the thing about them is sometimes they won't let you withdraw for about a month, 2 months, 3 months down the road to see if you're going to be able to stay with them. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what people don't understand about those leveraged accounts. They have a certain amount of time or a certain amount of money they have to profit before they give you a withdrawal or payout.
That's right. You're so right. And that's what people don't understand because everybody's talking about, oh, it's a scam. Pocket option is a scam. But then they didn't realize that, you got to keep that bonus money in for a while. Mm-hmm. And you got to turn it over for a little bit. Then after your turnovers, then you can pull that bonus. But you still can pull out your profits and your original, what you put in. Here's the other one I'm with is POW, P-O-W. So progress, overcome, win. And so this account here is not doing too great today. It was up, right here. My equity was like $1,500 just yesterday. So we got some good drawdowns here. See all the drawdowns there?
Yeah.
It's in drawdown pretty strong. And obviously I can go click here and go view my MetaTrader 5. But here's where my balance, I got stuff that's in trades right now that's still in. So that's a $100,000 account. And here's another one. It's in drawdown too, but it's 100, that's 125. I need that to be up in 4 days because I'm going to be making a withdrawal. This one here is under 100,000 here right now. Obviously, what I do like about this here, I can take this, pull this out, but but I got to understand at the same time, I'm going to be like a 90 something in equity, 90, 98, 97 in equity.
You know what I've always done if I had a cash account, like say, for example, you had a $3,000 account and it doubled. I usually take the 3,000 out and keep the 3,000 in there. Just use house money instead of your own money. Pull it out right when you hit that $6,000 mark. When you double it, you take that $3,000 out and leave the other $3,000 as house money. So you're basically playing. Yes. Some traders that I used to know used to do that. They'd start out with a $5,000 account, and as soon as they doubled it or even tripled it, they would take the 5,000 out and they would just play with that house money, the 10 grand I used to trade with. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. I've never seen that happen before. And they would start another account with the same money and they just keep rolling it over every
That's
single.
it. That's it. You're right. You know what? I was talking to another guy in this program. His thing is to do the same thing you just mentioned. Um, May was 1.1% on this account. I should have showed y'all that. April was 2.4%. You see that at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah. But one of the things is, you are so right. This actually my account's done that. Um, you are so right. I had a guy tell me the same thing. Do that 0.63 for May. May was a tough month. 0.69. These are new accounts I got. That's 0.3. I'm kind of going through them real quick. 0.7. Not the greatest. 1.1 on that one. Not. This is just. We're still in May. That's where we at. But you know what? That's what the guy told me too. He said, go ahead and the portal. This portal updates every 5 minutes. The data may differ from your MT5 until the next update. So I can go in there and look at that too and see it better. I need to go do that.
Yeah, that was just another way of and also he said that you could do it with prop firms. In other words, say you got the $100,000, you get the $10,000 payout, buy another hundred
Yep.
thousand or another 200,000, and just you call it profit firm stacking. In other words, you just line them up like that, and it gives you a better payout. Each one of them gives a payout, but like I said, we're still looking for a prop firm. I mean, a good EA or bot to actually do that. And it's kind of hard, you see you see all these people on social medias. Hey, this is a good one, that's a good one, and then you start seeing the comments. On the way down, this will blow your
Right.
account. I'm like, oh my god.
You know what? You're so right.
And that's the thing we're doing. We're looking for people that actually had payouts and can, like you already showing us, hey, I can pull this money out, I can have a withdrawal here, and you don't have no difficulties having a withdrawal or a payout.
I don't have any withdrawal. Let me show you here. Let me go to my history on this thing here for my withdrawals. And you can see right here. Let me go to a withdrawal. I'm in withdrawal, right? I'm so there we go. Boom, withdrawal. I took a $100 withdrawal on the 4th. I just wanted to see what it does. And I said, okay, boom, withdrawal completed.
Yeah. Well, like some of these guys will tell you, well, you have to wait 7 days before you can withdraw. And my rule of thumb was, if you're doing options or Forex or anything like that, usually at the end of the day on Friday is when I usually do a withdrawal. Friday
Yes.
at the end of the day, and then by that Monday it should hit your account, either in Bitcoin or wallet or whatever. But I've
Right.
always done it that way, just to, like I said, that way when you start on Monday, it's already out and you're ready to start again, and just plot out your withdrawals.
I love it. I love it. That's good. That's smart. So who are you trading with right now?
Well, I've been trading I'm fixing to start again. Like I told you just a while ago, I haven't had time to actually research most of these guys again because I see them all on social medias, and I'm like, these guys want your money, but they don't really produce any kind of you don't get to interact with other subscribers or other traders to say, hey, what's your thing with this company? Have you been able to withdraw? Or this prop firm, have you been able to withdraw? That's what we're looking for. Just people that can actually, do something good with it and not just say, hey, blew my money and now I can't.
Let me show you something real quick here. You see my emails?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I initiated that withdrawal on the 4th. Right here. You have placed a withdrawal request. And I did it at 10:57 a.m.
Right, right. I see that.
Okay. Then you come back over here, withdrawal completed at 2:47 a.m. still on May 4th. There it is.
And
Your
it hit your wallet pretty quick.
the method has been completed. Yep. Hit my Cash App pretty doggone quick, which is crazy.
Right, right. Oh, that's
Let me
pretty
go to
good.
my Cash App right quick. Cash App.
But
Uh,
I've seen some of them 3 to 7 days. I'm like, oh God, you have to wait 3 to 7 days to get a withdrawal, and
yes.
and it's like, well, why are you going to wait 3 to 7 days? Why don't you just let me have
Right.
my money and then start over, or start over on that one account?
I don't know why they do that too. That's crazy.
Thinking, oh
Yeah.
yeah, you know. And the thing about it is, I got one that said my IP address was off. I go, hello, this is the same desktop I used to start the bit to start the prop firm, the accounts and everything. This is the same IP address. How come you say it's different IP addresses? The only thing I use is my phone, and that's it. I don't have anything else under that same IP address.
I don't know if you guys see my screen or not. It looks far off, but
Yeah, I see it.
Bitcoin received
Yes, I see it.
at 2:47 at the same time.
Uh huh.
Did you see
Right
the?
on.
And then that's 99.59
Yeah, because
from
Bitcoin
them.
goes up and down.
Yep. And they sent it right. So they right on point. Pocket option is not playing games. You just so I think I'm gonna withdraw that 1,000 and then and I thought about saying, well, if I withdraw 1,000, I'm trade. If I raise my account up to 25 or 30%, then now I'm trading with more money, and I may need to have because what they do is called a malingual, whatever call it is kind of trading where if you lose that first trade, you get
Hmm.
$40, say for instance, then they raise it to um $50, and then if they lose that, then they raise it up, they make double it. So I say, oh, until to get the funds, get it back to winning.
Yeah. Well,
That's the
that's
thing.
called what is it called? The martingale effect. In
There
other
you go.
words,
That's the name, Martin.
it's called the martingale. In other words, either martingale or the grid effect. In other words, both it'll like I say, you lose $100, and the next one would be $150, and then it'll
Yes,
gain it'll be in plus $50, and then it keeps like I said, it'll keep going up like that. And plus, most people don't understand that, but what scares me about the martingale is it'll keep trading it until you blow your account, or turn around and win back the losses that you lost on that account. That's the only thing that's wrong
that,
with that
that,
Martindale account
that
or
that's
Martingale account. I'm sorry.
Martin Gill. Yep, yeah. That's the problem with that uh, Martingale, and that's why it's when I told you they blew that day. I was like, wow, and that's why I'm kind of like, that's why I put a stop on mine. So I was like, hey, you know what? After so many flips, stop my account.
Yeah,
Because he
yeah.
does Martingale. Another guy does it Martingale. He does it up to 25%. That
Hmm.
he can lose no more than 25%. The other trader just did 3,400. He did $3,400 a day. And I like that he don't lose no more than 25%. He puts a stop on it.
Right.
The one guy I'm using, he goes up to 5 times. He does it 5 times. And I can't know the math on that. He does it. And the fifth time he stops. And I said, but that fifth time could blow that account.
Yeah.
You're right. And so that's why I said, so I put a stop on mine. Like, hey, you know what? Y'all can go as far as you want to go, but that's where and I'll build it back. But yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
What you call
That's
it?
like
What's the name of it again? Pronounce that again.
Martingale.
Mark,
Martingale. Yeah, 'cause that's what it's in here too.
Or
Because
there's another
because you
one
can read
called
about
grid.
him.
There's one called grid trading. It's the same parameters, but the thing about it is, they'll
Yes.
say you do $1,000 here, right? And if they lose like $200 on that $1,000, what they'll do is they'll go up to 1,500 on the next trade. In other words, they go up 20% on each time you take a loss. But that's called the grid grid trading. There's two separate ways of doing it.
Grid trading. Okay.
When you get in there,
Yes.
just ask them. Just look on there, and it'll say Martindale or grid trading,
Yeah.
and
He's doing
that's the two
martingale.
ones that you want to stay away from. If you
He's
look at,
doing it. And it's tough.
yeah, exactly.
Go ahead.
And go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, no. Like I said, go ahead, Rob. You got something to say? I'm sorry.
No, we just stopped.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, that's the only
Yeah,
thing that warn traders about too is like that. Those two options right there, you got to stay away from them and keep your stop losses small. Keep your lot sizes smaller because those two will kill your accounts really fast.
Oh, your account fast. Yes.
But like I said, there's a lot of options for people to do. I mean,
yeah.
and
Hey, Carlos, I really appreciate you doing this Zoom with us.
Oh, you're so welcome, brother.
Yeah, I just wanted to share what you were doing and how you what you were doing and what was working for you and uh, and prop firms that are trustworthy.
Yes. I really love the POW right now. Um, they are like I have 10 accounts with them. I'll withdraw uh roughly about 10 grand this month on the 20th. If you guys want to see that, I'll show you that. And it's pretty good. I mean, it's tough because I was looking at the hoping to have the 2 to 5% they talked about um every single month. I thought every month gonna be at least 2%. I didn't think I was expect to see drawdowns and stuff, but hey, I'm learning a lesson. So
Yeah,
yeah, but yeah, I'm trying, but I'll withdraw. I was thinking it's gonna be a $20,000 plus a month, but I can assure you, it's roughly be about anywhere from 10 to that amount.
well,
They're around that 1%.
at least you're keeping it realistic, for people out there because they'll say, "Oh man, I could draw 20,000." I was like, "Yeah, but it they don't understand the logics of this trading. The trading can go sideways one month or go up one month, and you're like, okay, I've got 1% here, and I've got 3% here, and 5% one month. I go, that's what it is. It just you don't really know until you go through that whole month because a lot of said, you go into war, trade wars, any kind of deficit accounts, anything like that, it'll make your accounts go sideways if they
Yes,
don't. I mean, that's why you bought and paid for these things so they can hedge the funds. Well, not hedge, but kind of route around those news. And I used to do a lot of manual trading, and man, I was up 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, with news and all that. Oh, it's going to affect my trades, and I'm like, and that was back in 2015 before we had these algos and all these EAs, and it was very tough. He took some hard
yes.
lessons on trading. I did. I mean,
Oh, I bet. And I didn't realize how much this like this war and things affecting things, the trading.
oh yeah,
It's big time. Yes, and the economy, the news, something comes out about the news, it changes the whole deal. Um, yeah, I even have these guys talking about we're not going to trade. Like last Thursday, well, 2 Thursdays ago, they didn't trade at all because waiting on some news to come out. I was like, oh, okay, it's crazy,
yeah. Well, the thing about it
but it
is too.
affects it.
Yeah, sometimes these bots will automatically pick up on something that was said or something that clipped. And plus, you'll have days it doesn't trade at all. I had one that didn't trade Wednesday or Thursday, and then one that didn't trade Friday because of Powell. He's getting out of office, and that Wednesday we didn't trade. They didn't trade because
Mm.
they were shifting into another uh, Fed chair, and it was like crazy. Like, man, nobody's trading today or what? It was
Wow.
like it was just like a flat line on my trade. They're like, okay, well, I guess it's not gonna trade today, but. I appreciate you, staying with us and actually showing us your screen. I like it. I mean, that's me though. I like showing my screen. I love showing here, this is what I used. Here's my MT5 handheld, and I do a screenshot, a video going up and down of where I'm at on each one of those accounts.
Yes, yes, yes. That's a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Oh yeah. You don't have to be glued to your computer when it trades. That's what's good about it.
Yes.
And you can switch from one account to the next. So
I
yes,
love it.
sir.
Oh, and man, I forgot to show y'all one thing here. Let me go in here to back to this. Where's let me get back on. I'm still learning all this computer stuff. Let's see here. How do I share that again?
Go down to the share button on your tile right there on the bottom screen, and it'll have a little share button, and just click it twice. And
Seem like it's gone for some reason.
yeah, just go down to the bottom. It'll have a share button
Oh,
down.
I have to move my screen over.
Yeah, your cursor.
Okay. Okay, there we go. So like, I'm in the back of this. I'm going to show you one last thing here. I'm in the back of this here. This is my office these are the signals I'm trading. Here's how the account's been performing. These are the signals I follow. This one is new, Apex. This is about a week old. Not the greatest. This is the one that don't have drawdowns, but they kind of trade differently. But these are what I'm following. And I just copy these. As you look in here, my dashboard, I'm moving kind of quickly here, but it shows that it says count 6, and then me following these ones. I'm following Atlas, which is the ones you saw, Meridian Founders, which you saw over here, the signals.
Okay.
These are the ones I'm following, these guys. This has been performing over the last, since, I think January, how they've been performing. So this one only just started here in May.
Usually when you
I'm
start
not following this.
Usually when you start a new platform or a new app, it takes some time to get it used to and then get it up to speed with the markets. And sometimes you'll have a drawdown, it won't, and that's what some of these AI bots do. They give you a high, and then when it crashes hard. I've seen that happen before. Like this, one fellow trader that I used to know, he had like 200,000, 3 or 400, 2 to 3 $200,000 accounts, and man, it just blew those accounts like it was nothing. I was like, told you. Just
Wow.
you have to, like I said, you have to ask them, hey, how long have you been doing this? If it's more than 20, 18 months, 24, 36 months or 3 years, and I tell them, I go, you have to know, where that bot's been. If it produced it the first 10 months, oh yeah, we're hitting 8% a month, and then all of a sudden it's negative 2%, 3%. Like, there you go. It tells
Yes,
you a lot.
I'm with you. I am with you. You're right on point. And I like what you said earlier about taking your money. So you play on the house money. 'Cause that's what I'm trying to, I'm going to draw down every month. I was going to go and add an account every single month and grow it. But I said, I'm going to wait and take some more money and then I'll add to the accounts.
Yeah. See, I
So
had
the
a mentor that would
$6,500.
take some off the top. I mean, it wasn't much. It was just a fractional. What he would do is he'd take, like, say, for example, that account hit $12,000, and what he would do is take out like $1,200, $1,500, take it out, and just keep the rest in there, and he would just take off the top, off each one of them, off of each one of his accounts. In other words, say for
Oh,
example, he had like 15 accounts, he would take off like 12, 7, $800. Some that wouldn't kill your account for it growing, and he would do
right.
that every single month.
Oh, wow. That's good.
And
That's
then
what
he
I
would
want.
take that sum, he would buy more accounts with it. And it was like, dude, how? And by the time we finished talking, he had nearly 45 accounts just doing it that way. He would just take off the top
Wow.
and just keep rolling it over. one prop firm he had 15, the next one he had 20, and then the next one he had 15 or 10. It's like, dude, how in the heck? But he said, yeah, but I was always producing 20 to 30 grand a month on each one of these prop firm accounts. And it was like, dude, $30,000, $40,000 a month. But the thing about it is, every time he would do something like that, I was like, man, how do you keep up with all that? I couldn't keep up with 10, maybe, just.
And that's what venture trading is trying to get us to do with our accounts, is to grow it like that. Over time, I was like, ooh, this is a lot to maintain. That's why I get his spreadsheets and stuff to. But I say, ooh, that's a trade.
Lot. Once
you get profit, get another one.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
He was a smart
guy.
That's a lot. He was a smart guy.
That's smart. That was smart. So that's what he was doing, huh?
Yeah, he kept buying prop firms, and then, like I said, he would buy the instant funded accounts. So he knew if that copy trader was good, he would just keep adding to it, and he would just max out that one prop firm, and then he'd go to the next one and get the same copy trader and just do that one. And I mean, he'd have like 4 or 5 different firms that he would do, but he was making pretty close to $30,000-$40,000 a month. I was like, man, I don't know if I could do that. I mean, 10 is hard enough for me, just enough to get me in there.
Yes.
Man, it's too much. 10, 15, accounts all at one time.
That's a lot. That's a lot of accounts.
Yeah. But that'll give you some ideas too, to take some off the top all the time, take some off the top. And he would do that once a month. I was like, and I didn't understand that theory. And then he showed it to me here. This is what you have here. And then by the time he finished, he had nearly close to $9 million worth of prop firms. $9.5 million worth of prop firms, just doing that. But he showed me his spreadsheet from here, from 2 or 3 over here, all the way down to here, and it was like $9.3 million for the prop firms. And just think, just here's the math for you. Take $9.5 million times and just have 5% of $9.5 million, and you tell me how much that money is. And that's how the math worked in his favor. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, just figure it out. And
he figured it out.
He figured it out just like that. I was like, at
5% of $9 million.
That's $475,000 a month that he was he had prop firms with. $475,000 a month. By the time he went from here all the way to where he is now.
Okay. And that's what these guys are telling venture, is trying to give me the leverage like that. They just said it's a long-term deal. And that's what I understand. They said, hey, it's a year. Just give yourself a year, you'll see it. But it's doing that, trying to stay that long, and, the understanding. But I'm learning though, in this business, in this type of investment, it's a long-term game. Even when I think about right now, they're telling us over this to keep leveraging our accounts. So that's what the administrator, he said, take your money and then take some and put it back in there. And he tells the same thing and says over time it'll grow. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm just giving you an example of where he started. He started out with a couple of $200,000, $300,000 accounts, and he just grew it within the year, 2 years. And by the time he did it, I was like, so you're actually making nearly $400,000. And he would show me his deposits. I was like, how do you I mean, just like, okay. I would be happy with $475 a year, I'd be happy with that.
Of course, that's unbelievable how that type of money, from prop firms.
That's just 5%. Just think about that for a minute. 5% of your accounts. You could be leveraging that kind of money. I was like,
that is awesome. He had a game plan then.
Oh yeah, I mean, the thing about him was he had a game plan on how it got started. I'm gonna do 2 or 3 grand over here with these two, and then as soon enough, he had 6, then 12, then 24, then 36. He would double it every 6 months. He would double it, and by the time he knew it, he had that kind of money every. I was like, okay, that's a lot of money just to $9.5 million worth of prop firm.
How did he keep up with all those prop firms?
I don't know. I guess he would be smart enough to think about it. Oh, I got this one over here I need to take out, and this one. But the
That's
thing about
good.
it is, he would have everything on a spreadsheet on how you would take the money out. But he went into real estate
Wow.
with it too. He went into
Okay.
real estate, started buying major complexes and duplexes, and he would go to Houston. I don't know if you ever been to the sheriff's deed auction down there in Houston, Texas.
Have not.
Oh my goodness, you need to go one of these days. They got 8 precincts of foreclosures. I went with a investor friend of mine. There was condos that were already set to build. These things were about $3 million, $3.5 million. Guess how much the taxes were on that property? Just about the whole thing. Give me a
How
guess, and
much?
I'll tell you if you're right.
$3 million. I would say probably about 60,000.
For the whole Shabazz, it was about $350,000 to buy all 25 lots of the condos.
Oh,
That's
wow.
like 8 to 10 cents on the dollar that he spent. That 8 to 10 cents on the dollar, and that's how it
Oh,
is over there
wow.
in Houston, man. It's just crazy. And when
You
we
said
went over there,
350,000?
huh?
You said, how much was that? 350,000?
Yeah, on a $3 million account, on a $3 million complex. But see, the thing about it is, it wasn't fully developed yet.
Okay.
The thing about it is, they had a couple condos, but what had happened was the investors that they had on that development pulled their money out, so they couldn't finish it. So basically, they were stuck without no long-term investor, and they had to end up selling it for $350,000 from the county. On a $3 million project.
Wow.
It's crazy.
And he went in and bought it. Oh,
He
another
went and bought
investor.
it.
Yeah.
He bought it all locked, box, and sterile. Like, dude, I wish I had the kind of money to do that. But they had when we went, they had 8 different how do you say 8 different districts in Houston. They were all over the map, and you could buy houses for 8 to 10 cents on the dollar.
Wow. I did not know that in Houston. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
what it is about this, every first Tuesday of the month, they have those auctions. And we have 254 counties in Houston or in Texas. So you can go to one of them every Tuesday, and you'll always have an auction to go to every Tuesday.
wow.
That's nearly a year. Just think about it. If you started right here at the tip of Texas and went all the way down, by the time you hit the 254th county, you're already down a year and just
Wow.
start
That's
over.
crazy.
It just properties just keep coming up because, like I said, people losing their jobs, people going into bankruptcy, they're moving out of the city or out of the county. People moving everywhere. It's just crazy how you can
Yeah.
find properties like that.
And I bet a lot is coming up now with everything going on right now. There's a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
properties going to be coming up.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. You see these mini mansions and all that going up. Last time I checked with my guy over there in Dallas, Fort Worth, he said he had 900 foreclosures in the past week.
What?
900 foreclosures in the past week. That's Irving, Denton, Enos, all the Metroplex.
900 foreclosures. Goodness.
Well, that's not the bad part about it. Is you ought to see Florida. Florida's even worse than what we are here,
Wow.
and that's what
I
I
did not
do.
know that.
That's what I do for my second
That's what.
business.
Real estate.
Yeah, real estate.
Yeah, me too.
So like I said, in the state of Texas right now, there's about $6.8 billion worth of money transferred each and every month with those foreclosures.
I knew Texas was moving. I didn't know it was like that.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Florida has nearly $24 billion moving every month.
Wow. So are you buying in both states?
Yeah, you can buy in both states. It's a red state. You make a killing.
Yeah.
Right now, I got a deal going on that I'm buying a house for $12,000. The leverage is about.
Say what?
Yeah. Yeah. It needs some rehab, but I can end up selling it for about on the upper side about $105,000, $110,000.
Down in Texas?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, sir. There's a house right now. I'm fixing to close on that one, and there's another house for $3,700 that has back taxes for 10 years. I could buy the taxes off of that house and go to the justice or go to the courthouse over here and file a motion, and they'll automatically give me the property, and I just have to pay the $3,700 for that house.
See, I haven't bought houses on taxes before. I don't know how to do those.
Well, see, this house has been vacant for 12 years, 15 years. So you go over
Right.
there and do a quiet title. Go to the title office, say, I want a quiet title on that property. Pay $400 for that quiet title. Then you get a summons from the court saying, hey, I want to buy this property. The court will give them 30 days. They'll mail a certified letter to the address. If nobody answers in 30 days, you go back to the court. The judge automatically gives you a sheriff's title deed. Then you go settle it up in 30 days with the title, and it changes hands from them to yours, and you got the property for $3,700.
That's correct. Wow.
I teach that stuff.
Wow.
How do you find those properties like that?
Just drive around your neighborhood. You start
Really?
seeing vacancies. You can either do that or do a prop stream. There's an app that you go in there and click on your phone, and it'll tell you the address and everything. It'll tell you the owner, if it's foreclosed, if the owner is deceased, and that's how you start out. I helped a lot of people do that.
That's a
Are
blessing.
you
I'm
still
sorry?
recording?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I'm just giving some information, just stuff that you can find on the internet.
Cool.
That's a beautiful thing. I don't know Texas. I've been thinking about that Texas area in Houston. They say Houston is really big, but it's a lot of investors there.
Oh yeah. Well, like here, if you go the surrounding towns, not into Houston, but if you start going to the outskirts, the suburbs and all that, same thing. You can find a lot of land too, like that too.
In Houston, surrounding
Dallas,
areas.
Fort Worth, yeah. San Antonio, Austin, places like
Yeah,
that.
and I was thinking about trying to do a build in Dallas in probably about 4 months or so. How do you think about that market out there for building?
For building, to me personally, I wouldn't build yet. I would buy the land, but I would wait till the economy starts shaking down, because you see the labor prices going up, you see materials start going up.
Right.
That's not the right time to buy. The right time to buy is when everything is knocked down. In other words, you start seeing people slashing prices on houses, slashing prices on properties. Because right now you're looking at about a 10 to 15% month to month decrease. They're starting to drop the prices 10 to 15%. But see, the thing about it is they overbought back in the coronavirus. They overbought.
Right.
In other words, they did $50,000, $75,000, $100,000 over asking. Now that the property levels are starting to come back down, see that wasn't a natural growth for real estate. Usually you get about 2 to 5% natural growth, of real estate. You don't see 25, 35, 45% interest, going up that high. But, like some of these guys, they've got that 2 or 3, maybe 4% interest rate, but that saves them, but the taxes and insurance are going up at the time they bought that house.
It's crazy.
It kills them. It basically
kills them. I was looking at some houses, and I said, man, these people bought these houses doing that Corona. They in them too deep to do anything to try to get out from underneath them.
Oh yeah, like I've had a couple of calls. I said, you paid way over asking, or you paid over the assessed value of that property. In other words, assessed property value or the fair market value. But like I said, they were going in heat. It was like dogs in heat. Boy, they were just kept raising the price on those houses. And now they're stuck with that house, but also they can't fix them. They can't fix them to sell them, or they can't do any renovations because they overbought. That's why you're seeing all these foreclosures now.
Wow. So it's
So
gonna
who really
be
gets
good
hurt
for
on
some.
this? Is it the banks that get hurt on that, and the people that bought it, right?
Well, on a mortgage, the mortgage goes with you wherever you go. Like, say, for example, you bought a $250,000 house and you defaulted on that note. What's going to happen is it's going to go to the court, and they're going to throw a foreclosure in it, right? Say you owe $175,000 on that property. So basically, when you go to the courthouse, they go say this house is owed $175,000, and the first bid will be $175,000 just to clear the note. If it, like I
So the
said,
bank gets the money back.
and the bank gets the money back, and then it starts all over. The process starts all over, and remortgaging, repackaging that whole house. Basically, all the bank is looking for is just a payoff. But see, with that mortgage, it goes with you. In other words, whatever the balance is, it goes with you.
Yeah, so you're still liable for it.
Yeah, you're still liable for the balance. You can be liable for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, whatever the house didn't sell for.
Yeah.
So that's the only constraint on some people right now. If they get a foreclosure on their credit, then they can't rent, they can't buy another house, they can't. They're basically their hands are tied to that house. But I've seen a lot of short sales too. They're trying to short the house.
Wow. Yes. And that's what you think about you just taught me something here just listening, because the service link, because I'm on there looking at the auction, and I'm trying to buy a house through there, and it's running every week for the last 4 weeks. I've been trying to get this house. They just will not let on the highest bid each time. But you just said something, they got that mortgage they're trying to clear up, and that's why they not letting it go.
In other words, until that mortgage gets satisfied, they're not going to release the title. They're not going to release that house.
So you need to know what's owed on that property to make a good bid on it.
Yeah. Well, that app I just showed you, Carlos, go under propstream.com and put the address in that. Go ahead and get that service. It's very good. It'll tell you the balance owed on that property, the taxes, the insurance, and who owns that house. If you can get a hold of the owner, you can do a contract with them, and it'll stop that foreclosure. I'm giving you free advice. This is not.
Wow. And that's crazy. So cause this study is running every week. That one I'm looking at about I'm bidding on 4 houses, and I'm not getting either one of them.
That's what it is.
You
In other
just
words,
need a
the bid
tool.
has to be above the mortgage, whatever the mortgage is. That's what the bank wants to satisfy that note.
Let me ask you, what if you get within like 10% or of the price of the value of the house? Will they let it go for that, you think? Or do they want 100% of the mortgage?
Well, the thing about it is sometimes they'll give you a discount, either 5 to 10%. It just depends on what bank it is, what mortgage company it is. But some of them are just wanting to get it off their spread, their sheets, their
books.
call it, and there's another one called REOs.
REO? Yeah.
They're REOs. In other words, you might want to check on that account on those houses if they went to REOs.
What does that mean? What if it goes to real estate owned?
Well, the thing about it is it's on their spreadsheet. The bank has the note. What you could possibly do too is also take up the mortgage on that property. for an REO. In other
Okay.
words, assuming that that loan is assumable.
Okay.
Like 60% of all houses right now are under assumable loans. You might want to ask them.
Hmm.
You can possibly take over that loan if it's assumable. I know the FHA, VA, Freddie Mac, or Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae have assumable loans. You just have to ask them.
Okay.
You might end up getting cheaper on something like that than you would trying to get it under auction.
Wow. I got you.
Hopefully that gives you some insight.
That's it. That prop screen. I mean, going out there, and you know what? I had it once before, a long time ago. I guess you don't know how to use a tool, you kind of just let them go.
Well, the thing about PropStream is you just put in the address and then what you actually have to do then after that, go to Google Maps, the GIS, and go put the address in there and go to the county, like say it's Sturtevant County, Florida. Say we'll just make up a name. You go to the tax assessor, it'll tell you the taxes, what's owed on the taxes, how many years they're behind on the taxes, and then you can make a bid on that property, and it'll tell you automatically how much they owe on those taxes. Say they're 2 or 3 years behind, you can lump that into your bid when you do those auctions.
Mm, gotcha.
You got
That
me?
makes sense. Yes.
I
Get
teach,
over the land down.
man. I teach a bunch of, like I said, I have a course that I can show you a lot of stuff. That's just a preview of it, man. I can show you a whole bunch more stuff than what I'm telling you now. There's a lot of
Wow.
loopholes in this stuff.
You're in Dallas?
No, I'm in Snyder, Texas. It's about an hour away from Lubbock, Texas.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, we
yeah, take
definitely
the
got to
course,
get,
man. I'll show you how to do all that stuff. We'll
yeah, I
go.
want to get with you on your course.
It's $1,900, but I go through the whole 12 months. We go to tax lien certificates, tax deed sales, sheriff sales, prop stream. There's a lot of stuff that you can get into properties very cheap
Okay.
without
Yeah.
spending a whole arm and a leg trying to get into these properties.
Okay. And how's your course work when you're doing your course and everything?
I
You
got a
walk people
curriculum.
step by step.
Yeah, I got a curriculum
Okay.
where we start the basic. I mean, how to, and we start from where you're at right now to where you want to be in 12 months.
Okay.
We scale up basically.
Okay. And then that includes coaching or does it going through
Yeah,
the curriculum or
I
model?
include coaching, Zoom calls two times a month for 2 hours a day. And if you want to, like say for example, you got your 2 coaching calls already out of the way, you just call me up, say, hey Raul, I need another coaching call, man. I got to ask you about this, or I got to ask you about that. How would you go about getting that property, or how would you go about getting that sale?
Gosh. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we just
But
talk a little more on that.
what the thing about it is, with these guys, you see these ballroom promises.
Yeah.
I've seen them $10,000, $15,000, even $50,000, and I'm like,
Right.
you can't. It's like if I was going to spend $50,000 on that program, where am I going to come up with the rest of the money to start buying these properties or buying these certificates?
Right.
I mean,
That's right.
I'm giving you a fraction of what they usually charge, and plus I give you coaching one-on-one 2 times a month, and then I even give you my email, my phone number, so you have everything in front of you.
Right. That's good. That's good. And you got several people you're taking through classes now, or
I got 125 students.
hmm they're rocking and rolling.
Yeah, let me show you a little example of what I can teach you. Just
Okay, that's good. Love to see it.
let's see here. Let me go here. And I give you value, man. I give you a lot of value to it. How would you like to make 18% on the money? 18% interest on your money.
Oh, that's good. I'd love to.
And I'm talking about $1 million houses. I'm talking about $1 million houses, and plus I'm talking about sharing. Like I said, this is an example of what you can buy with with your tax lien certificates. Look at this one right quick. Number 2. They pay 18% on your money. Say you put in $7,000 on this one, right? Fairmont Village Drive. Copy and paste. And then you can see warranty deed, certificate of title. In other words, you've seen how many times this property's changed hands, right? Right there. It shows you the sketch of the house. It's 2,500 square foot house. It's got open porch. It tells you all the details of this house. Look at there, 3,300 square foot house. And the tax is $3,800, but they owe 2 years, so it's about $7,000. You go in here. Like I said, I teach you how to do all this stuff. West Palm Beach, Florida. Lake Worth, right there, $479,000. That's the house that you're bidding on at this auction for $7,000. What you're doing is you're giving them you're paying the taxes and you're getting 18% on the taxes.
Wow. For how long? Till they pay it off? Until they pay it?
Yeah, it doesn't matter when they pay it. In other words, it could be 2 months, 3 months down the road, and you still get your 18% on your money. And you can do that over and over and over again. As long as you're a U.S. citizen, you can do that.
That's crazy. And you showing people they can go in and buy these properties in certain states to get 18%.
Yeah, Arizona gives you 14. Alabama gives you 12. Mississippi gives you 16. I mean, there's about six states that do that. Nebraska, Arizona, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, and Florida. All those counties give you 18%, 16% on the money you're going to spend on tax lien certificates, and plus it's state backed. In other words, the property backs the taxes. So you can't lose your money.
How long does the person have to pay that certificate?
About a year. But usually they'll pay it off within 2 or 3 months. Just think about this, $7,000. Like, say, for example, you get that for $7,000. Even if you pay it in 1 month, you still get the 18%. Because the IRS, say, for example, it starts January 1st to December 31st, you pay the whole year. You pay the whole year out. It's like the IRS, you know how you file for last year's taxes. You can't file for this year's because it's not over. So it's backdated for that entire year.
Wow.
And you can buy as many as you want. The county backs the taxes with the property.
Wow. And then people are bidding on the 7,000?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's an open auction.
You end up paying more for it, correct?
Well, not really. In other words, it's a proxy bidding. In other words, it goes down to percent every single time that you bid. But if you got the lowest bid, they'll give it to you. You're awarded their certificate.
So like on that 7,000, what's the highest you think somebody would have to pay? On something like
10%,
that, possible.
8%, 10 to
You
8%.
saying 10 to 8% of the 7,000?
Yep. That's how much interest you'll get back.
No. Say again.
Basically,
What you say?
you'll make about $700 to $800 on that $7,000 property. But just think about this for a minute. If you have multiple tax liens, your rate could be as high as 34, 35%. Rolling over those
Gotcha.
tax lien certificates.
Okay, but like in that case, if I was the person that's trying to buy the tax certificate for $7,000, would I pay $7,000 or would I pay $6,000 for it, or what would I pay for it?
Okay, you would pay $7,000, but it would be at the price that you bought, that you got awarded that auction at. Because see, it goes incrementally from 18% all the way to 0, right? So basically, you go in there and say, okay, I want to bid 10%. That's the lowest I'll go on that property. And then say, for example, it goes all the way down to 10. You win it at 10, you get the property at 10% interest.
Oh, I got it now. I got it. I'm picking up laying down.
And so it's pretty lucrative, man. I show these guys every day on how to get it. And say, for example, if you go down 3% or 5%, right? And the highest it went is 10%, right? That's where the auction stops. You get it at 10%.
Gotcha. Wow.
I can show you all this stuff, dude. I can show you
In that course.
that whole course. I can show it to you in
And if
3
they
months.
don't pay, do you get
Huh?
to, do you do if they don't pay, do you go through the process, file the quiet title and all that stuff and get it?
No, actually, you go to a TDA called a tax deed application. That's when you start filing for the tax for the deed of the house.
Well, that's a beautiful thing, man. That's beautiful.
I can show you how
If
to do
nothing
it,
else,
man.
you're getting 10%.
Yeah,
At least
you're getting
10 to
10%.
18%.
Even let me tell you this: even if the house goes in foreclosure, you still get your money because when they auction off that house, you have the lien against that house. They have to pay you first before they can free up the title to that house.
Gotcha. So that's just for people who got money who's laying around want to invest in and make a return.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's pretty.
The other
That's
side of that is,
pretty nice, dude. They got Nebraska over there making 14, Alabama making 16, Arizona making 14, Florida making 18%. Just for your money to sit there and accumulate interest.
is backed by the property. The property is locked. That's a beautiful thing.
Yes, sir.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And so you teach your guys this, and you teach them how to buy the houses, like to do assume sales and stuff like that, assumable loans.
Yeah, you can go into prop stream, like I was telling you. You can assume the loan at 2 or 3%, whatever they bought the house for. You just say, hey, you're going into pre-foreclosure. Let's go. Let's buy this house, and I can buy it from you at 2 or 3% interest rate and get it at that rate. And then they'll be free for the
Wow.
house. You got the property. They'll be
8% too, also, right?
huh?
The rate could also be at 8%, also, right?
Well, we're talking about COVID, pre-COVID, from 19 to 2024. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking
Okay.
about these guys that bought this house within a year or 2 years. I'm talking about the house they bought 6, 8 years ago when COVID was hitting.
Yeah.
They will let you assume that loan with low interest.
Yeah, they will let you assume it in case. But the thing about it is, too, you have to get with the owner and ask them, hey, is this an assumable loan? If it is, I'd like to sign a contract, get the contract, and get that property.
That's
There's
powerful, man.
And you don't have to come out with no money out of your pocket either.
What?
You don't have to come out with no money out of pocket. Or you can say, hey, I'll give you cash for keys. Give you $5,000 to move out. And I'll take over the property. It's called cash for keys.
And you're doing all this, showing it all in course.
Yep. Well, I'll show you how to do it, how to actually talk to them and actually get that house. You got desperate owners trying to get out of houses. You got that lower interest rate. Say, hey, I'll give you $10,000 for the keys of the house. They move out, and you got the property at that 2 or 3% interest rate.
Wow.
And it'll get the bank, it'll get that house off the docket of the bank as a loss.
That's good stuff, man. That's really good. That sounds, yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing more about that.
Yes, sir. Well, let me drop my email and everything to you, and if you want to go ahead and take that course, man, we can set you up, and I can teach you a lot of stuff.
Okay, yes, send me drop the email in there, and I'm gonna grab that. And man, I'm gonna follow right back up with you.
And my
Let me get
PayPal's
this.
the same thing. If you want to go ahead and start, it's the same
Okay,
address. I do that through
okay,
PayPal, Venmo, whatever payment source you have. I mean, we'll start on day one, that Monday, Tuesday. We'll get you started. And I mean, there's a lot to learn about all this stuff. Did
I got you.
you
Yeah,
see it? It's
I
in the
get
chat box here.
yeah, I'm getting it here now. Put it in
This is my
my
company name
email.
right here. I'm starting to drop it right here. Shoot, yeah, man. There's plenty. There's
Yeah,
plenty
Hey,
of
I
meat
used
on
to
the
Rob,
buy.
bone. There's plenty of meat on the bone.
Carlos, I'm gonna let you
So
guys
now,
go. Okay.
Okay, Rob, we'll see you later. Thank you.
All right, man. Thank y'all.
All
Hey,
right.
send me
thank
the
you now.
report when you get it done. Okay.
All right. I sure will.
Take care, boss.
All right. Bye-bye.